Welcome again to Life in the God Lane. I'm Tom West, and this is my power verse for the day for Tuesday, April the 5th, 2022. And I call this the complete adoption. It comes from Romans 8, verse 23. Hope you'll subscribe to this channel. Hit the little red button and subscribe. Hit the bell to remind you every time I put one of these things out at least once a day. And give me a thumbs up, make comments. Share it with someone. Text someone and say, hey, check this guy out. He teaches the Bible. It could be a blessing to them. Hope you'll do all those things. Imagine that you're an 11-year-old orphan. You're a kid, 11 years old, and you spent your life in foster care, one foster care home right after another, and you finally land in a home where the parents love you and you love them. And you and the parents have a sit down, and they explain to you that they want to formally adopt you as their child. You are ecstatic. You can't wait to be formally adopted by them and be their kid. So what happens? Well, the court process goes on, and you spend many sleepless nights groaning as you wait for the final adoption. Romans 8:23, and I'm reading this out of the New Revised Standard Version. It says this, and not only the creation, but we ourselves, who have the first fruits of the Spirit, groan inwardly as we wait for adoption, the redemption of our bodies. Verse 22 talks about creation groaning like a woman in labor until Christ's return and restoration and recreation of creation and us in his perfection. Creation groans waiting for Christ's return and for his restoration of all things. But so do those with the first fruits of the Spirit. That's the Christ follower, the Christian, the person who is a believer in Jesus Christ, in whom the Holy Spirit comes to live. We have the first fruits of the Spirit. The same word for groan, Greek word, is used of creation and of those with the first fruits of the Spirit. That's the believer. That we groan inwardly, like the 11-year-old child waiting for his final adoption. We are groaning, waiting for that. So what is our final adoption? Well, folks, it's when Jesus returns and establishes his eternal kingdom, raises us from the dead, and effects the redemption by and back of our body. Today, the believer has been redeemed, that is, bought as God's new birth possession by Jesus' blood given for him at the cross when he comes to Jesus in faith. And the Holy Spirit is a deposit of what is to come. Listen to 2 Corinthians 1, verse 22. Set his seal of ownership on us and put his Spirit in our hearts as a deposit, guaranteeing what is to come. The guarantee of what is to come is the total guarantee of a completed adoption when our bodies are redeemed, when our bodies, not just our spirit, but our bodies are redeemed. When is that? That's when Jesus returns to rule his eternal kingdom and raises us from the dead with a new spiritual body that never dies, that never degrades, that never decomposes. Then the adoption is complete. I don't know about you, but I can't wait. I will see you tomorrow.